Hello, I'm Lynne, and in this video we're going to draw letters. The letters Gary, and this is my Gary here. He's going to assist us, and I wish you all the luck with it. It's fun to do, and Gary is my favorite. Let's start drawing. This is the letters we are going to draw. And we will be using different kinds of materials which will be told and spoken of. So let's get started straight away. I will show you exactly how to start. What I'm using here is a blue pencil. And the nice thing about the bubbly letters is that there are no straight lines in them. So keep your lines all rounded. Here I'm starting out with the letter G for Gary, and you can see that all the lines are very smooth and have no real harsh corners in them or things. For example, here the letter A, it's just a rounded bow, and I keep the lines real flowy. For the R, it's just the same. It's just a smooth line, and then the legs of the letter R are popping out of there. Also here, for the Y, it's a rounded form, and the bottom of the Y is popping forward, seems to be popping forward just by simply having that curved line for the leg of the letter Y. Now I've taken a darker pencil and I pretend the light is coming from the left side. So every right side of my letters will be slightly darker than the left sides. Also inside, for instance here, the letter R, I put in a dark shadow already, a harsh dark line, and it's done with a greenish pencil. These are the first important dark lines for your bubbly 3D letters. Next stage is a black pencil. I want to place already a little bit of shadow underneath and between the letters, because I want the letters to be standing on the shore. So it's on the bottom, and by placing a little bit of shadow with a simple black pencil, all the letters seem to come in place. Also, I draw in a little cast of light that is coming from the top of the letters, and it's kind of like a shadow that is casted to the bottom below. With your finger or with another blender, and so you have the appearance extra special that the light is coming from the left corner. Next stage, a light green pencil. Of course, you are free in the colors you want, but in this case I've chosen green. It reminds me of the sea colors and things. And what is very important in coloring in your letters is that you do not reach the corner of your dark lines. So the color I'm putting in now is also on the right side of the letters, there where the shadow is casted, but I do not place the colors to the hard edge I've drawn in. So please keep a little bit of space between your coloring and the outer lines of your letters. Next stage is a very light yellowish pencil, and with this pencil I go over the color green. This way they blend together and they are mixing up, and the beauty of this is that the colors become more lively when you place them over each other. It's a very nice effect, and it gives the letters that extra balloonish like shape. So just go over it with your other color. In this case it's yellow, but you can also choose another color. And what I also do is a little bit of lightish pink. Also with this pink I go over all the other colors, just slightly around them, and now you can even see more vibrance showing up. You can see how nice the colors work together. And the importance is that you treat every letter the same way. So you have to be consequent in the use of your colors and use every letter the same way as where you started out with the letter G, for instance. With this pinkish pencil, I also go around the dark side of the letters. You can see them now even getting darker just by placing a little bit of pink around your letters on the shadow side. Next stage. This is an ordinary drawing pencil. It's a filling one, but you can also use a regular pencil. And now I darken in the really edges of the dark side of every letter. And by placing little scribbly lines, you can also make it appear like there's a shine on top of your letter. You can see I only do this on the right side again of the letters. That is where the darkest shadow is, so I'm consequent about it, and I only put in the really dark scribbly lines on every right side of every part of every letter. Now that the letters seem to be a little bit more shiny, I grab the dark black pencil again. It's a coloring pencil. And I pay extra attention to the darkest parts of the right sides of my letters again. By this way, they seem to pop out even more. What I also want to do is I take a little bit of graphite, which I have made really soft, and I put in a little bit of, it's a cotton, put a bit of the shavings of the graphite underneath the letters, and then with my eraser pencil I draw in little waves. It's like the letters are standing on the beach, and I draw in some waves, and when I've done this I take a coloring pencil and I put in a little tiny bit of blue. I do not want to make it too detailed because I want the attention to be drawn to the letters Gary. But I just thought it was a very nice effect to draw in some few waves to make it look like the letters are standing on the beach. For the shadows casted by the letters, you can also use a little bit of blue. Underneath the letters, I want the shadow to be extra dark. And now that I have a little bit of view of where the letters are standing, I can put in the extra dark shadow under the letters itself. I can also use some scribbly lines for the outside of my waves to make them pop out a little bit better. So far, so good. And now I'm not actually drawing Gary, but I thought it was a very nice idea to have Gary walk on his own beautiful letters, his own name. So here I draw in a simple version of Gary with a nice curl. And you can simply start out with an X shape and then put in the curly line that is on his shell. And for his body, there's a very easy, simple, scribbly line, and therefrom the head pops out. I want the mouth to be open, and then you can see simply from that scribbly line, you can place Gary on top of the letter G. The eyes are very, very simple, very subtle. They are just little bended lines, and which on top of these lines is a simple circle with the very well-known pupils that Gary has. I really love Gary. I think it's the cat of Spongebob, and he's always around and asking for food, and I just love him. I once watched a Spongebob marathon, and I just couldn't stop. And every time Gary's around, I get really happy because he's very, very funny, I think. As are the other characters, but Gary absolutely is my favorite. You can see me now. I totally forgot what I'm doing. I've taken a fine liner and I'm going over the drawing that I've done with the pencil, just to define Gary here on top of his own name. And I put in a little bit of black for the mouth. And of course you can also color him in. I will not be coloring Gary in because I want the attention for the letters. I wasn't going to draw Gary actually, but well, I couldn't resist just to place him on top of his own name. Here I'm erasing my little helper lines, and I put in little detail for the darkest and the lightest points of Gary, just to point out how much I appreciate this magnificent snail. It's a sea snail or something. Here's the dark line for the side of the shell of Gary. And I put in a little bit of shadow underneath the eyeballs and a little bit on the top of the nose, just to make him a little bit more realistic. You can also use that on the letters, but I will finish off with Gary here, just putting in a little bit of shadow. I will not be using any colors, as I said, but does get a little bit of those shiny, shadowy lines that are pointing this way to the letters of his name. Well, he just needs to be there, I think. I loved doing these drawings. If you have any suggestions or good ideas, please let me know. And hope to see you again in the next movie. All the luck and take care.